Hey there, all you die-hard Rangers supporters. Welcome back to the channel where we dive into every twist and turn at Ibrox. First off, a massive shout out to everyone sticking with the club through thick and thin. Your loyalty never goes unnoticed, and it's what makes this fan base something really special. The atmosphere around the club has been buzzing lately, and there's no better time to get stuck into what's happening with the squad this January. It's been a hectic start to the transfer window, and the club are making sure nobody's left guessing about their ambitions this season. Right now, Ibrox is at the heart of a proper signing spree. There's a sense of urgency in the air, and it's clear the management aren't messing about when it comes to strengthening the team. The squad is being carefully reinforced, and it's obvious that the goal isn't just to make numbers up. It's about bringing in players who can hit the ground running and make a real difference. We've seen other clubs dabbling in familiar markets, chasing old faces or settling for what's readily available, but here the focus is firmly on quality mixed with potential. The strategy is straightforward: identify players who are young enough to develop, yet ready enough to impact games immediately. That combination is exactly what can tip a title race in your favor, and Rangers are determined to make it happen. Over the past couple of days, there's been real progress in locking down some key additions. 2 bids have already been accepted, which is exciting news for everyone watching. First off, the deal for Rummans is moving swiftly. He's en route to Glasgow for a medical, and it shouldn't be long before everything is formally announced. Alongside him, the bid for Chugawani from Stormrads has also been accepted, signaling that the club are serious about bringing in talent capable of elevating the squad. These aren't just filler signings. They're precisely the type of players that can push Rangers to the next level and give the team more depth and versatility on the pitch. While the signing spree is great news, there's also a bit of a sting in the tail. Rangers have been dealt a setback with an injury to a crucial midfield presence. Connor Barron, who's been a standout performer since Danny Rowe took charge, is set to miss up to 3 months due to injury. It's a proper blow for the side, given how influential he's been, especially in recent matches where his performances have been absolutely top class. He's been a real engine in the middle of the park, and losing him for a stretch of games is going to test the squad's resilience. Fingers crossed he can get back ahead of schedule, but it's clear the team will need to adapt in his absence and ensure the momentum built up so far isn't disrupted. On a brighter note, Dujon Sterling's injury seems less severe. He's had his fair share of knocks, but this latest one shouldn't keep him out for long. Sterling has been a key part of the squad, offering not just stability at right back, but also flexibility in multiple positions when the manager needs it. Having him return quickly will be a huge boost, particularly with a packed schedule ahead, and the squad needing to maintain consistency across all competitions. Meanwhile, there's still plenty of excitement around potential incoming transfers. Rangers are keeping their options open and aren't rushing announcements until the right sources confirm deals. It's a careful balancing act, adding reinforcements while also maintaining the cohesion that's been a hallmark of the squad this season. The approach feels measured but ambitious, which is exactly the type of strategy fans want to see during this crucial month of the campaign. The club aren't just chasing names, they're seeking players who can genuinely make a difference. Speaking of impactful players, there's been a lot of chatter surrounding Jedi Gasama. The young forward has been attracting interest from abroad, and while inquiries have been made, Rangers appear in no rush to let him go. Gasama has only been at the club since last summer, and he's already shown how important he can be in the attacking setup. Under Danny Rowe, he's developed quickly, becoming a reliable outlet who can stretch defenses and create opportunities. With the club still pushing hard across multiple competitions, keeping a player of his caliber makes total sense. Selling him mid-season could unsettle the balance, and the management clearly values stability and continuity, especially in the attacking ranks. There's also a focus on nurturing talent within the squad. Finlay Curtis, for example, is a young winger who has shown flashes of brilliance but has been used sparingly so far. A loan move in January could accelerate his development, giving him the minutes he needs to grow into a player capable of challenging for a regular spot. Curtis is viewed as a long-term prospect, and if Gasama were to leave in the future, he could easily step into a more prominent role. For now, the emphasis is on giving him the right experience and maintaining the strength of the squad, ensuring that both immediate results and future potential are being carefully managed. The overall picture at Ibrox right now is one of calculated ambition. The club are clearly targeting players who fit the style and philosophy while also preparing for unforeseen challenges like injuries. There's a tangible sense of momentum as new faces come in and young talents continue to develop, all while maintaining the stability needed to push for the title. This blend of shrewd signings, careful management of injuries, and long-term planning is exactly the recipe for success, and it's thrilling for fans to watch it all unfold. As the January window keeps rolling on, the feeling around Ibrox is that this squad is still very much a work in progress, but in the best possible sense. There is a clear idea of where Rangers want to go, and every move being made seems to tie back to that bigger picture. It is not just about reacting to problems as they arise, but about staying one step ahead. The injury to Connor Barron has undoubtedly forced some internal discussions, especially in midfield, yet it also underlines why this aggressive approach in the market is so important right now. Depth is no longer a luxury, it is a necessity if Rangers are serious about sustaining a title push all the way to the end of the season. Danny Rowe's influence continues to be felt across all areas of decision-making. Since his arrival, there has been a noticeable shift in how the team plays and how players are evaluated. Performances are being judged not just on effort, but on tactical intelligence and consistency. That is why Barron's absence hurts so much, because he embodied that balance perfectly. Still, there is confidence that the structure Rowe has put in place can absorb the setback. Other midfielders will now have the chance to step up, and this is often where seasons are defined, when squad players either rise to the occasion or fall short of the standard required. In terms of recruitment, Rangers are clearly casting a wide net across Europe, and that is refreshing to see. The club appear determined to avoid short-term fixes that bring little resale value or long-term impact. Instead, the focus is on players who can contribute immediately while still having room to grow. This approach reflects a more modern outlook, one that aligns with how successful clubs operate in today's game. Fans have been calling for this type of strategy for years, and it finally feels like Rangers are acting with both ambition and patience rather than panic. The chatter around potential outgoings has also picked up, which is inevitable when players start performing at a high level. Jedi Gasama's situation is a perfect example of that. His rise has not gone unnoticed, and interest from outside Scotland only confirms that Rangers have a valuable asset on their hands. However, there is a calmness about how the club are handling it. There is no desperation to cash in, no sense of being bullied into decisions by external pressure. Gasama is under contract for several more seasons, and that puts Rangers firmly in control of any conversation about his future. From a footballing perspective, letting him go now would create more problems than solutions. He has become an important part of the attacking structure, offering pace, directness, and an ability to unlock tight defenses. Removing that mid-season would force the club back into the market, likely paying a premium to replace someone who is already settled and delivering. That is why the expectation remains that any serious discussion about his future is more likely to happen in a later window when there is time to plan properly and reshape the squad if needed. This careful planning extends to the younger players coming through as well. Finlay Curtis is a name many supporters are excited about, even if his minutes have been limited so far. The club's handling of his development suggests they see genuine long-term value in him. A loan move, should it happen, would not be about pushing him aside, but about accelerating his growth. Regular football at a competitive level can do wonders for a young player, especially one with his raw attributes. Rangers seem keen to ensure that when Curtis does get his chance to feature more regularly, he is fully ready to take it. All of this points to a broader theme at the club right now, which is balance. Rangers are trying to compete fiercely in the present while also laying foundations for the future. That is never an easy task, especially in a season where expectations are sky high and every drop point is magnified, yet the decisions being made suggest a level of confidence and clarity that has perhaps been missing in previous campaigns. The squad is being shaped with purpose, not just patched up from window to window. There is also a noticeable shift in mentality among the players. Competition for places is intensifying, and that can only be a good thing. New signings arriving push everyone to raise their game, while injuries remind the group that no one is irreplaceable. Training standards improve, focus sharpens, and the overall level of performance tends to rise as a result. This is the environment that successful teams thrive in, where complacency simply cannot exist. Supporters, of course, are riding the emotional wave that comes with all of this. Excitement about new arrivals is mixed with concern over injuries and speculation about potential departures. That is the reality of modern football, especially during a transfer window as pivotal as this one. What matters most is that Rangers appear to be steering their own course rather than reacting blindly to what rivals are doing. There is a sense that the club know exactly what they want, and that belief is filtering through to the stands and onto the pitch. As the weeks go on, every decision made in January will be scrutinized through the lens of the title race. Each signing, each injury update, and each rumor carries extra weight because of what is at stake. Rangers have placed themselves in a position where margins are tight, and that means clarity and conviction are essential. So far, the signs are encouraging. The club are moving with intent, backing the manager and trusting a plan that looks designed to deliver both immediate impact and lasting stability. Looking ahead to the coming fixtures, the pressure on the squad is only going to intensify, especially with the midfield now stretched thinner than planned. This is where tactical flexibility becomes crucial. Danny Rowe has already shown he is not afraid to tweak shapes and roles to get the best out of what he has available, and the next few matches may reveal even more about his adaptability. Players who have been on the fringes will now be expected to shoulder greater responsibility, and how they respond could shape the narrative of the season. In tight contests, Fine margins often decide outcomes, and Rangers will need discipline, concentration, and composure to keep their momentum alive. The dressing room dynamic will also play a huge role during this period. When injuries hit and expectations rise, leadership becomes vital. Senior figures in the squad must set the tone, both on match days and on the training ground. Maintaining belief during challenging spells can be the difference between a team that fades and one that digs deep. Rangers have spoken before about unity and resilience, and now is the moment for those values to translate into performances. Every point earned during this stretch could prove decisive when the season reaches its final chapter. There is also an unmistakable sense that the club are thinking beyond just the next match or the next month. Decisions being made now hint at a longer-term vision, one that aims to keep Rangers competitive year after year, rather than relying on short bursts of success. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Whispers have been swirling round Ibrox, growing louder by the hour, and now the talk on the terraces is all about Lynden Dykes and what his arrival could really mean for Rangers. While the club line may dress it up as a straightforward bit of business, there's a feeling among supporters and pundits alike that this move carries a deeper subtext. Dykes is being spoken of not just as a new name on the team sheet, but as a statement of intent, a nod to a more direct, hard-nosed edge that has sometimes been missing. At 6 feet plus and built for the rough and tumble of Scottish football, Dykes is already being tipped as an immediate aerial reference, the kind of striker defenders dread playing against. Around Glasgow, the chat is that Rangers have been crying out for a focal point who can occupy centre halves, win first balls, and bring others into play. Dykes fits that bill on paper, but the real intrigue lies in how he might reshape the side's attacking identity. Sources close to the dressing room suggest this could open the door to a more varied approach going forward. Crosses into the box suddenly carry more threat. Long passes become a genuine option rather than a hopeful punt, and set pieces gain extra bite. There's also speculation that his presence could free up space for wide players and attacking midfielders, giving them license to gamble, knowing there's a target waiting. Of course, not everyone is convinced. Some reckon this is a short-term fix, a gamble on physicality over finesse. Others argue it's a savvy move tailored to the unique demands of the Scottish game. What's certain is that Dykes hasn't arrived quietly. Even before he's had the chance to properly bed in, he's become the centre of debate, expectation, and no small amount of excitement. If rumours are to be believed, Rangers may have found more than just a striker. They may have found a new focal point for belief. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned